Well,
guys coming back?
I'll tell you what, man, the kids are doing a really good job. We had a really good off-season program, and now this is the next phase, and going out and going out and having a ball and actually getting a chance to run around and learn some stuff and do some stuff and compete a little bit. The kids, they're really enjoying it. They're doing a really good job of it, and we appreciate the efforts. And we have a long way to go. We know that. But our kids are taking a step in the right direction.
Do you see a little more energy coming off of a 9-win season as opposed to a 6-win season?
Not really. That year's gone. Our kids are focused on what's ahead, and we're kind of taking that route. So we don't worry about the past. We don't worry about the future. We worry about the now. And we're going to take practice day by day, and we're going to get better each day. And that's kind of our focus. That's our goal.
Do you have a cornerback pecking order yet?
I don't say a pecking order, but right now Keyshawn and Rashard are playing really good. I'm really excited about Israel. He's doing a really good job being a young player coming in. His second day of practice, he's making some plays out there. He's giving up some plays as well, and that's just a part of playing that position and learning the intricacies of that position. But he's doing a really good job. Corey Banks is a guy that we're going to need to help us, who's coming in. He's getting better. And we're excited about him. So we just got to continue to build depth. Obviously, we got some guys that's coming in with J.C. Horn, a guy that can come in and help us. So we need some more guys to kind of continue to develop at that position.
In the fall, will Jemias get a look outside, or is he your nickel guy, and that's where you want him?
Well, right now we hadn't really made a decision based on that yet. But, obviously played nickel for us. Jemias is a guy that can play some safety for us as well, and he also can play outside. So he gives you a lot of different positions he can play. So right now we hadn't made any decisions based on that with him because he's not practicing this spring.
Israel thinks 6'4", something like that. Just how unique is that for a corner spot, and how can that help you guys moving forward?
Well, we always talk about being a big, fast football team, and he actually, it gives you a lot of length. And he's exactly what we want to be because we want to be a bump and run team outside. And when you look at his wingspan, it's difficult to get around a guy like that. But being big, it comes with some issues as well. Can you bend like the little guys? Can you run like the little guys? And those are some of the things that he just got to be sound on with his technique, and he got to continue to get better, and he will.
For you as a secondary coach, what's it like kind of going through spring with the more limited numbers at the safety spots?
I think it's good. The one thing I like is competition. So a lot of guys getting reps. We don't have guys watching. So everyone's participating. And, we'll get a chance to see who's the guys that can help us in fall. So I like this way. I think it's a really good deal for our guys. I think it's a unique situation that they can come in and everybody's getting an equal amount of reps and they getting a chance to show what they can do.
You lost Taylor, Dante, and Yorick up front. Who are you looking at to step into those roles?
Yeah, you know what? Those huge losses. And we have some really talented young players. I'm really excited about Ken Law. Obviously, he's doing a really good job. We moved Kier inside a little bit, so he's doing a good job with that. And, one guy I've been impressed with in the off-season program and the first couple of days of spring is Kobe Smith. He's doing a really good job. He got some great reps throughout the course of the last 2 seasons, and he's a guy that's going to develop and be a really good football player for us. We have to develop depth inside. Whether it's Jabari Ellis, whether it's Rick Sandage, whether it's Jesus Gibbs, whether it's any one of those guys, we got to have to develop some depth inside. And we'll definitely do that. And Coach Thompson, they do a really good job of coaching those guys, and we'll get them ready to play.
And speaking of big losses, you lost Sky. And while you've got a lot of guys who played a lot of reps, that guy was pretty special. Do you even look at trying to replace him or just say you got to have a guy get in that spot and try to replicate what he did?
Well, he had a lot of production. And someone have to produce. And we have some guys that's more than capable of doing that. And, someone would step up. Every team I've been around, when we lost a guy, somebody came in and stepped up and took that guy's place. And we'll have those guys. T.J. Brunson is a really, really good football player. And he's a leader. And he's our leader of our defense, and he's doing a great job with that.
How much does Bryson factor into that vocal leader type role?
Bryson right now, obviously, the more you play, the more say you have on the football team, and he didn't play a bunch last year because of the injury. So he's coming in right now, and he's not really talking. He's really just working out there and earning the guys' respect again, and he's doing a good job of that. Obviously, he's limited, but he's doing some of the things like that, so it's nice to just see him running around, learning different positions. Obviously, we'll play him at outside backer. We'll play him at some buck where he can rush the quarterback on some third down situation type stuff. So he's doing a really good job, and we're excited about Bryson.
How does Malik Young look right now, and how does he factor in up
Yeah,
front?
you know what? Malik is a guy who gives you energy, he gives you girth, and we have to get bigger inside. He is able to handle a double team a little better than probably Kier will be able to do because of just size. And you know, he's a guy that don't really know what he's doing at the defensive side of the ball right now. So this is a perfect opportunity for him to come and develop. You ain't really doing it in fall where a guy's getting ready for a game. We're not getting ready for a game. We're getting ready for a season. And so we can work on some different things like that and work on some different techniques that can help him.
Is the plan to keep him full-time on D, or is he still repping some O?
As of right now, we're going to take it day by day. I have no idea what the actual plan is. The plan is right now to get him better for Saturday's practice. And we'll get him better for Saturday practice, and we'll kind of go from there.
What's the next step for T.J. Brunson on the field?
You know what? Being the vocal leader. And I think he kind of took the bull by the horns right now of doing that. And, you know, he's a guy that our coaching staff on the defensive side of the football has labeled, he's our leader. And he does it right on and off the field. And we've been extremely pleased with where he is. And I'm extremely excited to see where he can go. He's a really talented football player. He's a great person. And he's everything we want around here at South Carolina. When we talk in terms of blue collar, he's a blue collar football player.
You mentioned playing bump and run coverage. Last year, do you feel you guys played as much of that as you would have liked, or is there room for maybe more of it?
You know what? Maybe you got to pick your spots. Obviously, down and distance is a great indicator when we want to do that. But, you know, we're going to do whatever we have to do to win. Yes, we want to be a bump and run football team. Do we want to play middle of the field coverage all the time? Absolutely not. We don't want them to know what we're doing. So it's just some different times and different points in the game that we have to, you know, make those decisions when we want to get down and bump. But we do know when we do need to bump, we got to be able to do it, and we got to be able to do it really well.
T-Rob, was there one formation, one scheme that you maybe wanted to put in last year and you just didn't have the guys to do it, and you're looking to put that in this year?
I wouldn't say didn't have the guys to do it. I would say we're younger and didn't feel comfortable doing it. So we'll do some different things, and you'll see, you know, some different looks where we're playing some more, probably two-trap, or playing some more quarter halves, or whatever the case may be, whatever the scheme dictates. You know, we're able to do more because our guys can handle more, and they're doing a good job of handling it.
Is there an area where you think you're more equipped than you have been since you've been here, at least with the development of this defense?
Yeah, I really like where our defensive ends are headed, to be honest with you. Aaron Sterling's doing a good job. He gives you a different style of play, and that's the one thing that me as a play caller, I got to understand the strengths of our guys. You know, we're not as big as we were last year. We're a little smaller, but we're a little quicker. So we have to move a little bit more. We got to do some different things to give them some offenses, you know, give them some issues. And that's what I have to do. That's what we have to do as a defensive staff, is put our guys in the best place to make plays.
With NJ coming in and I guess having to adjust from playing on the edge in high school to going inside, what are the challenges?
Well, you know what? You just got to get bigger, got to get stronger, got to get more flexible. He just got to continue to develop. You know, it's a developmental game, especially on the defensive line and the offensive line. And our league, man, it's hard to play defensive line in the SEC. It really is. And he got to continue to develop, and, you know, he will. He just got to continue to just work on the stuff that he needs to work on, and we'll get him corrected.
What was the biggest jump you saw from Keyshawn, really from the end of the last regular season to the bowl, and then from the bowl to now?
Confidence. You know, obviously, you know, Keyshawn got in late. He got in fall camp. It was hard for him to get on the field because just learning what to do and how we play. You know, it's not just go out and play corner and cover that guy. I know we think it's that easy, but it isn't that easy. You know, you have to go out, you have to have technique. I mean, these guys we playing out on the edges are very talented. And one false step, I mean, you'll be in trouble. You'll be chasing a guy and you can't get him because they're too fast. But it's just confidence and understanding the scheme and understanding what we want to give up, what we don't want to give up, understanding the route concepts that team run when they outside leverage, inside leverage, or whatever the case may be.
What are you seeing from Damani Staley?
You know, Damani is a guy who can give us some versatility. He can run. Right now we have him at will. We're using him a little bit in that situation, and he can help us. I mean, we're excited about Damani. He's doing a really good job, and he just got to continue to learn what we do and how we do it.
Can Stephen Davis Jr. help you?
You know what? It's too. We hadn't put on pads yet, so it's not fair for me to say that. I need to see more on the defensive side of the ball, but I will tell you this: he's very athletic. And obviously, being athletic in our conference, it helps.
Does he look like a linebacker to you?
Yeah, I mean, he got to get a little bigger, obviously. But, you know, you look at him and you look at Sky as far as just size, and I'm not saying player-wise, but from a size standpoint, it's not too much difference of the guys on how they look. He just got to continue to develop his body, get stronger, that he can handle the blocks and stuff in the court.
How
Were
much
you guys
help?
looking at him as at linebacker when he was in fall camp last year, or was he strictly a running back?
Yeah, he was playing on the offensive side of the ball, so this is the first time we had him on our side.
Why the
And,
switch? Did you guys want that? Did he ask to do it?
Yeah, he wanted to do that. He wanted a different look, and he wanted to play defense, and we gave him that opportunity.
What's your depth look like right now at safety?
At safety right now, you know, I would say, you know, depth is an issue. You start looking at Montag, you look at Charleston, you look at Zay Brown, you look at R.J. Roderick, you look at Kenneth Coleman, you look at some of those guys. That's where we are. A lot of those guys hadn't played. So, you know, we have to develop some kind of depth, and, you know, that gives you what we was talking about a little earlier with Jemias. He might be a guy that can go back and play some safety, you know, if the needs is there.
What are you able to see from Jalen, even though he's in yellow this spring?
You know what? Jalen is a guy who can really run. I got a chance last spring ball to see Jalen tackle. He can definitely do that. So he's a violent guy. He just got to stay healthy. And when he can get healthy and get back out on the field and he's a full go, then we can kind of incorporate him in what we're doing. But he's running around well. He looks good right now. But again, we have to put on the pads.
When healthy, would he be a major factor in that depth that you're
I
talking
would believe so.
What was the process that brought Kenneth here, and what have you kind of seen from him really in that early going?
Yeah, just a guy who wanted to come and play on a bigger stage, and he's more than capable of doing it. He got to learn what we do and how we do it. But Kenneth is a smart guy. He comes from a football family. I mean, his dad played a bunch of years in the National Football League, so he understands the game. But Kenneth hadn't played for a long time, so just learning the game and learning all the intricacies of what we do, you know, will really help him and propel him to be a better football player.
What help, if any, did you guys give to the combine guys, especially Jamarcus?
You know, as far as help, what do you mean?
Preparing for the combine.
Well, obviously, right now he's going and working with his trainers and doing all the stuff like that. But a lot of the drills that we do through the course of a year is the same drills they're going to do at the combine, and then obviously all the board stuff and just the knowledge of football. You know, I wouldn't think that he got better tools from anybody in the country. So I feel really good about him going in and speaking the right language that they want to hear, and he'll do a good job with that. And all those guys that's at the combine will.
When you look back on J.C. Horn as a recruit, what was it about him that made him such a priority for you guys?
Length, and we keep talking about that. We have to get longer, and he definitely, you know, gives us that. And he can run, and he got great skills down the field with ball skills and all the different things like that. And, you know, we're excited about him. But he's not here right now. So when he get here, we'll be able to kind of see where he fits.
Did you get everything what you expected from Eldridge Thompson last year, and where is he kind of on his development curve?
Yeah, same thing. You know, he's coming off an injury, and he's getting back out there, and he's doing a good job. He knows what we're doing. He's very intelligent. He can run. You know, he got a little stronger and a little bigger. So we're excited about El as well.
If Kier moves inside, who are your defensive ends? Wanham and Sterling?
Yeah, Wanham, Sterling, be some guys that can play. You know, Shamik Blackshear is doing a really good job. He had a really good offseason. You know, the first couple of practices, he's doing a really good job of showing up. And we just got to continue to get him better. And then you look at the young guys. You know, JJ is a guy who shows promise, and we're excited about him. And one thing about us, we had never been scared to play young guys. And we're going to play the best people. And our motto is this: if you're the best, you'll start. If you're good enough, you'll play. And we have some young guys that's going to definitely need to help us, and they will help us.
Do you have to challenge DJ to be more of a vocal guy now that he will be a junior and expected to be one of the top producers on this team?
No, you know what? TJ kind of handling that role right now. Those guys right now, they kind of got their head down and they're working. And that's the one thing that I like. You know, sometimes the issue that you have when you start talking in terms of being a vocal leader, you know, if you have too many of them, all right, then you have no, you know, you don't get anything out of it. And right now, that ain't what we're looking for. We're looking for guys that's going to follow, and we got one voice, and everyone's following kind of TJ voice, and we're working from there.
What about Wanham?
You know, he's a guy that's a talented football player, and I love him to death. One of my favorite dudes, and always have been. And all he does is do right. And that's what Coach Muschamp gave him a nickname. I probably can't say it because I'll be giving somebody, some free publicity. So I don't want to say that, but you know, he got a name around here that says he's Steady Eddie, man. He's gonna do exactly what he's supposed to do. Whatever you expect him to do, he's gonna do it. And he's a talented dude, and we love him to death around here.
Since Kinlaw's arrived, can you quantify how much he's, I guess, I don't know if grown would be the right word, but how much he's developed and matured?
I'll tell you what, man. I would be the first to tell you I'm shocked. I would have never thought that he'll lose that much weight. I never thought that his effort and his quickness and all that stuff would be up to par like it is. He's a talented dude, and the sky's the limit for him. It really is. And you know what? He's a worker. And when you get big people like that, that's the one thing you worry about, you know, will they work? And the guy works. He works in the off-season program. He works at practice, and he works in the game. And we're excited about him. And that's the one thing I would say about our entire defense. We got a working man's defense. We truly got a blue-collar defense. The guys understand how we want to play, and they play that way to the best of their abilities, in my opinion.
How good can he be now that he's in shape?
I don't know. I hope he can be really good. And he definitely can. He has all the tools to be really, really good. And I'm excited about him, and we're going to need him to be really good. And we're going to need him to be in shape because we don't have a bunch of people behind him, so he's going to have to stay out there a long time.
What kind of player was Rashad Fenton when you first got here and now heading into his senior season? What's the next step for him?
Yeah, you know, just playing the ball better down the field. I think that's one of the things that we're working on in spring for him. Not panicking with his back to the ball, you know, having a little more poise. But he's very, very quick on the line of scrimmage. He can play bump and run. He can play off. He can play those different things like that. And he's very intelligent. But he's just got to continue to mature and continue to develop on and off the field. And he continue to do that, he'll have a great career.
Is he that defensive back that you know you can just rely on at this point in his career?
Yeah, I mean, he's a guy that played a lot of football. He got a lot of games under his belt. And we're excited about him. You ain't got to worry about him getting nervous before a game. There's going to be some young cats out there, man, when we get to the first game. They might whisper to me and tell me they don't want to get in, but I'm going to have to play them anyway. And that's part of it. But, you know, some of the best players we had, they said that to me. And so it's just part of it, man. But I'm excited about it. I'm excited about our guys.
You actually had players tell you, don't put me in?
Oh, yeah. I know you guys think they should play early, but sometimes everyone else thinks they should play early, but they don't think they should play early. I mean, I tell them all the time, man, it's 80,000 people in our stands. And assuming that everyone got 2 eyes, that means 160,000 eyeballs. And when the ball is in the air, you know, normally everyone in the stadium follow it. And normally they on the receiving end of it. Right? So they better be ready to go. And but our guys, man, we have good guys. We have a good football team of young players and older players that get along, and you know, they enjoy being around one another. And I think that's the most important thing about our football team. You know, we have a damn family atmosphere here.
Kinlaw's ability to occupy 2 blockers, 2 gaps, whatever.
Yeah, he probably can handle 3.
Yeah.
But he's a big dude, and obviously, you know, he's a space eater. And the one thing about him, when you look at a guy that size, you think, okay, run stopper. The guy can rush. And that's one of the things that's going to help us inside, because they're not going to be able to chip Bryson. They ain't going to be able to chip Dennis. You know, they're going to have to put some time in on Kinlaw, or he'll get off on them pretty good. So we just got to continue to get better. We got some guys that's doing a good job, but obviously we're not where we want to be, and we know that. Our kids understand that. Our coaching staff understand that. We all on the same page in that regard.
Last one, Phil?
No.
I mean, for a guy like him, I guess stats aren't going to be a big thing necessarily always, or for any defensive tackle.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he worry about stats, but, you know, the only stat we worry about around here is winning. And that's the only stat we talk about. You know, we want to win, and whatever he have to do to win, then we're willing to do it. And right now, the task at hand in order to win is to have the best spring ball we can have the best Saturday practice we can have tomorrow. And if we do that, then we'll be fine.